Hello, Chicago Network is on the air. Hello, everybody. I am Ryan Yanishadis, and now it's time to focus about the 2024 Chicago White Sox. And it has been a season you just want to forget. It's when I tell you, if I would have told you at the beginning of the year this would be a history-making year for Major League Baseball and the White Sox, you would hope it was positive. They have 107 losses going into Labor Day. That telling you right there, 121 is the record from the New York Mets. So saying that that's the kind of history this White Sox team is making right now is not good. And it's an embarrassment for baseball, and it's an embarrassment for the south side of Chicago, who has passionate fans, has a ballpark that people should be going to and flocking to. You're the third biggest market in the country, and you have 107 losses. You fire your manager, Pedro Grifol, after the fact that he wasn't, it was already, the writing was already on the wall. This guy shouldn't even have probably been their manager. But it's not his fault. I'm not going to be one of them guys that come out here, let's blame the manager. No, it's not the manager's, all of his fault. He was dealt the hand of a terrible team, and the guys that were still on the team really have lost their luster. Look at what Tim Anderson completely fell off the face of the earth. And you got guys still here like Luis Robert, who just strikes out constantly. He's supposed to be the middle of the team in a championship run. This was your championship window, White Sox fans, and it turned out to be a stretch where you're losing 107 games and could make history of how bad this team is. Grady Sizemore's in there now, a guy that used to play center field for the Cleveland Indians at the time, and he don't know what he's doing. So what we're going to be talking about with the White Sox is going to be who's going to be their new manager, but he is not to blame. He's not to blame. Grifol's not to blame. It's Chris Getz, the GM, who trades these guys at the deadline. Now, you can go through a couple losing seasons and hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel like I did in 2011, 12, 13 with the Chicago Cubs, when you started seeing them guys come up, and it all created 2016 and what it was. You don't see that with this White Sox team. Chris Getz traded guys away, and no one knows who the guys are that they acquired. And then the one guy that probably could have got you the biggest pot in Garrett Crochet says, I'm not pitching in the postseason without a contract extension. Well, there takes that away, and now he's pitching 3-inning games. I believe I'm going to see him Saturday night at Fenway Park in Boston, sitting right behind the White Sox dugout. I'm excited for it. But 3 innings from your best starter, who opened his mouth, that cost himself a trade, then stay in Chicago and continue to be irrelevant. Because you could have got a huge boatload for him back, but you let him open his mouth and also overused him. I'm sure that's not a manager thing. Managers don't get to manage anymore in Major League Baseball. So I think the fact that his inning limit was over and terrible is on this team. They should have known better. And then for him to open his mouth and say, I'm not pitching in the playoffs, well, then you're an idiot and you're a stooge. And that screwed the White Sox. That screwed Garrett Crochet. It screwed everyone. So, and then hopefully some of these guys turn out. Because I'm not a minor league baseball fan. I follow the majors. So hopefully something turns out and you start to see the light start to shine on this team. But right now it is a very dark place if you're a Chicago White Sox fan. And I know as a Cub fan, I don't want to see the White Sox. I don't hate the White Sox. I don't. They don't bother me. The Brewers bother me because I'm a Wisconsin resident all my life and having to deal with dealing with their fans. I'm not a fan of Milwaukee and Wisconsin in general when it comes to sports. So I want to see, and I have to watch this team. I have to talk about this team. You think I want to watch bad sports? I watch enough bad sports covering Chicago teams. I don't want to have to do it with the White Sox. This team has no upside. Neither does the other Jerry Reinsdorf team, I don't think, and we'll get into him. I'll have hot takes on this Bulls team coming up in about a month. But for this White Sox team, there's just nothing positive to say. 107 losses this week. They go to Baltimore for 3, and then they're in Boston, 2 teams that are to win. So probably knock up another 6 losses, and anyone that loses to this team from here on out should be embarrassed. And even one game, Mets came in, destroyed them because they're trying to win a wild card. Thanks for helping the Cubs, by the way, White Sox. So a lot of ugly things on the south side of Chicago. I can't polish the turd. Hopefully the new manager will do something. Hopefully they'll try to find something and we can see something positive going into the 2025 season, because 2024 is history-making embarrassing for Major League Baseball and the city of Chicago. That'll do it for us. Our focus tomorrow will be on the Northwestern Wildcats as I recap their first game as they faced Miami of Ohio last week and get ready for Duke this Saturday. We'll be back next week with another focus. I'll be from Boston. I'll be seeing the team from Boston. We'll let you know how they do, and also against those pesky Orioles as well. So all that's coming up next week when we focus on the White Sox. That'll do it here. I am Ryan Yanishatis telling you this is the Hello Chicago Network, and we are the focus of Chicago sports.